Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, welcome to the Trav Torch Show, episode 8, special, not election day edition, but happy election day on this Tuesday. If you haven't voted already, make sure you go out and vote. And if you have, that's what's up. Before we get started, some quick Trav Torch news. Do It Again is out now. It's on all the streaming services. It's on this YouTube channel. If you haven't heard it, go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think. First single off the Bedroom soundtrack, dropping Valentine's Day 2021. So without further ado, we have a very special guest in the house today, the one and only Andy Gesner, the owner of Hip Video Promo. What's up, Andy?
Great to see you, Trav. Thank you for having me on the Trav Torch Show.
Thank you for coming on. It's you have some very valuable insight and experience that I can't wait to share with our listeners. A lot of people don't know I've been working with Andy on my project since 2015.
Yes, sir. It was June of 2015, and fellow Garden State musical kindred spirit reached out to me. And for all you Trav Torch fans, we're going all the way back to Love You Down.
That's it. My first commercial release. And I sent it over to Andy and the team over at Hip Video Promo, and they loved it. It's been the rest has been history.
It really has been. The Star Trek. Remember, Trav? It's like a 5-year mission to find new fans, unearth them all over this crazy spinning globe that's completely torn asunder.
Yep. So before we get into the nitty gritty, why don't you go ahead and tell the audience some of the artists that you've had the pleasure of working with and labels?
Well, in the year 2000, after 20 years of playing every dirty rock club in the state of New Jersey, not to mention driving into New York City, and back in the day, Trav, you'll appreciate this. We're talking mid to late 80s. Lower East Side. You're playing, but you're going to have to leave your car.
Okay.
50-50 chance of coming back to broken auto glass. Yes. But it was worth it for your art, of course, because, you had to play. You had to take it to the people. So after 20 years of doing that, basically in the year 2000, at the age of 39, I figured, okay, if you can't do, teach. So our first client was Virgin Records. And
Wow.
At the time, they had a new band called 30 Seconds to Mars.
That's a big first client.
Unbelievable. But, of course, a lot of people, whenever an actor fronts a rock band, it's never good. It always ends poorly. But they're one of the biggest rock bands on the planet now.
Right.
Yep. And in 2003, Lost Highway, I had been pitching them on our services. They brought us the Johnny Cash Hurt video. That was Johnny's last music video. It was the infamous and legendary 9 Inch Nails cover. That video put us on the map. So, being a rocker guy, we went after all the cool independent labels. We were the first to promote a Paramore video. They've done quite well.
Right.
The first video in 2005 from Maroon 5. Who would have known?
That's big.
Of course, Sia. She's an international superstar. We promoted her first video in 2007. And really just over the 20 years being a top shelf world-class cherry picker, as a promotions company, only as good as your client list. So if you're a client, you want to feel the warm and fuzzy amongst the other people there in your coterie.
Right. And fast forward to 2019. I mean, some of the artists especially in hip hop and R&B. You worked with Cameron and T-Pain, and
Hmm.
you know, just a laundry list of superstars. So for you guys and gals watching, this is the real deal here. And the reason that one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show is that too many artists, mostly, well, not mostly, but entirely independent artists, they'll work really hard on putting together a music video, spend a lot of money, and upload it to YouTube, and then it just dies there. You'd be lucky if you get 50 views. Some people, a lot of artists don't even crack 100 views, and they just don't know what to do from that point. So, and that was me. That was me originally when I dropped "Love You Down." I put the video on YouTube, and I said, "There's got to be some more that I could do to get this video in front of, as you like to say, as many eyeballs as possible." So I literally did a Google search, and I found you. I reached out, and I saw some of the things the services that you offer. So once you talk about some of the services that you offer, not just the major labels, but the independent artists, to give them some hope that they're not just wasting the video on YouTube with no views.
Absolutely. Your video has become your most potent and powerful piece of marketing currency. And nothing will brand an artist quicker than a visual. Nowadays, people don't want to just listen anymore. That's old school. You want to listen and you want to look. Who
And
is
you
this?
and YouTube is the number one discovery platform for music, right?
It absolutely is, as well as the second largest search engine on the World Wide Web.
Right.
It's crazy. So, being that we were 5 years prior, uh, we all know BC. This is BYT, before YouTube. So, I became pals with all the television programmers. And don't believe the hype. Television is a time tested medium, it is
Right.
not going away. And then you have the content providers. Think of all the places Trav Torch videos have gotten the love, whether it be a fitness center or a Foot Locker or a cruise ship or a bowling alley or a nightclub or a rooms to go it's insane. And I'm sure if you're watching this, you've been shopping, you see videos playing everywhere you go. Well, that kind of placement, those impressions, they're pretty powerful. I mean, if you're waiting in line to pay for something, you got nothing better to do than hear or look at a new. In other words, it's like if you've got a visual, Trav, if you're going to go, you might as well go big. And
Right.
of course, pitching to websites and blogs, if you try to do it yourself, you're basically SOL because they don't know who you are. They want a gatekeeper. They want someone in between. They want a filter. They want the good, hip seal of approval because they know that we're not just going to take on anything. We're so curated here. It's troubling to me. But as you all know, it's the righteous thing to do. If someone sends you a visual and it's not too good, you gotta be truthful and tell them that it is not too good, opposed to fibbing and telling them that it is, because that's not helping them.
Right. Right. And so, artists, if you have a music video and it looks like BS, you know, Andy has so much integrity that rather than just take your money, he's gonna let you know, look, I don't think I can push this video. So why don't you go back to the drawing board and try it again, rather than just take your money. And I definitely respect that about you and your business model.
Mhm.
So but yeah, if you got a good video, well produced, and not just the video too, I've talked about on previous episodes making sure that the song is not only good in terms of it being a good song, but well produced. especially the sound quality. Make sure it's mixed well and mastered well, because you can have the best video in the world. If the song sounds bad, you can't push it. I mean, you can't. And Andy got relationships everywhere, from the blogs to the television outlets, terrestrial and regional. You know, the big boys like BET and Revolt and MTV, and some of the local ones, as well as you mentioned, a lot of the non-conventional uh, outlets that not a lot of people think about. You know, nobody thinks about their video playing on a cruise ship, like how to get a video on a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that's
now, Trav, you've got this phenomenon, and I call it a phenomenon. You know, we're already working the Apple TV angle, I can assure you, but that's, you know, I'm always down in the basement mixing up the medicine for whatever's coming. But we saw this OTT phenomenon coming. We saw it years ago because we knew that just like people were going to throw their cassette tape players out and, you know, their old flip phone. I mean, we knew OTT was coming. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is no more ugly dish on the top of your house.
right.
Eyesore. Or how about the cable guy? The cable guy comes, drills holes in your house. Who needs that? And what's more, it's expensive. So
Yes.
now you have Roku, you have Amazon Fire TV, Google Chromecast, Sling. It's insane because now the entire world is getting their music videos delivered via the internet. And what's cool is you can watch it on your big screen TV, you can watch it on your laptop, you can watch it on your phone, iPad, watch, whatever it is. The idea being is that now you've got this international look for your visuals that wasn't there just 2 or 3 years ago.
Right. Right. And those are some of the outlets that, I guess at this point, they're not, the major labels don't have a monopoly over them, right? So it's easier
Correct.
for independent artists to get on those outlets.
Mhm.
Right. So I know what everybody's thinking. At home, you've worked with some of the biggest artists in the game of all genres. Uh, can independent artists afford your services?
Yes. If I had been a wildcat oil prospector in the 80s and 90s with all my musical pursuits, Trav, every single oil well I dug came up a dud. Tough business, man. It's all about being ready for your opportunities when they come. And I do have to say, a lot of independent artists, they're not ready for when the opportunities come. And that was my musical group in a nutshell. And it's always been said, experience is a hard teacher. She gives the test first and the lessons afterwards. As
Right.
you well know, sir, in a world of fake, phony, fraudulent publicists and all kinds of liars, fakers, fairy tale makers, I mean, a lot of these places, not only do you not speak to the person in charge, you don't speak to anyone.
Right.
So, as a fellow creative, every single client has spoken to me because you're the same as me. You would not purchase a service unless you knew who the person in charge is, right? Because we want to
Exactly.
know who to complain to when there's an issue.
And I will say that before, when I first reached out to you, we spoke on the phone, you know, so it's a very personal service that you offer. But
Definitely.
but go ahead.
Definitely. So, no, just that, yes, everybody starts somewhere. Uh, I remember when Justina Valentine reached out to me in 2012. Now, everybody, let's face it, that's 8 years ago. But even an international phenomenon, also from the great Garden State, even Justina Valentine had to start somewhere. And I would have been not right with the big guy if I hadn't have said, Justina, you got the goods. You just got to keep grinding. And not for nothing, Trav, she just kept grinding. And if there's one bit of advice anyone can take away from the Trav Torch show today is you just got to keep grinding. Do not fold up like a cheap lawn chair, man. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Right, and that's funny you bring her up. That's how I ended up meeting her, because we both used hit video promo to promote videos, and there's an independent music outlet called Indie Music TV, and both of us happen to be doing well on their platform. And so they invited the two of us to perform on a live show, and it had, like, 500,000 viewers around the world watching it. So these are some of the opportunities that you expose yourself to using a service such as what Hit Video Promo offers. And I will definitely say it is affordable. It's not as much as you think it is. A lot of us we're regular people. We have jobs out, full-time jobs outside of the music that we do, and you can definitely save up a little bit, and definitely the service is very accessible. What about some of the other services? You've expanded your business, not just promoting or pitching music videos, but you've also done other stuff. You want to talk about some of the other stuff that you offer as well?
Sure. Well, because I'm the one-man sales crew and I speak to every single client, I've learned from experience if you listen and actually speak with your clients, not to your clients, they will tell you what it is they need. So when everyone was asking about Spotify, how do we do it? What do we do? I said, well, first, like you were saying, Trav, it's got to be just a great song with top-notch production, or you're going to be out of luck.
Right.
So, but I realized that the Spotify world was going to be just like the video world. You had to earn their trust and their respect, that you weren't just another one of these shit merchants just bringing them any old piece of crap, because that's the death knell. That means that they're not going to pay attention to anything you've got. And if that's going to be the situation, then you've basically shot yourself in the foot. So for us, it's basically about holding out for the good stuff. The Spotify is extremely curated in that we're only going to take on songs we feel comfortable and confident are going to be embraced by these Spotify playlisters. So the key, just like if you've got a visual with a song, is just to email me or call me and we can discuss your project.
Yeah, and you also got the YouTube playlist as well that you offer.
Which is exactly the same as the Spotify. I like the YouTube playlisters because it's a big deal, Trav. I'm thinking about back when I was a much younger Andy, and when there was this girl I was sweating. This is a long time ago. You'd make a 90-minute compilation cassette tape.
Right.
And it was your playlist. It was like you were handing this girl your soul. Because, a great opening track, and then you ease into side one, and then an epic ending to side one, and then side two might have a different vibe. It's the same thing with these YouTube playlisters. They're trying to create a thing. So if your song fits into their thing, then you're going to get genuine, authentic views because you're part of a playlist.
Right. Right. Genuine, authentic views, and you're going to get on a playlist. Some of these people that just take your money and just put you on a playlist, and the playlist may not even be curated towards your type of music. So me, I make sensual R&B music and they'll put me on a rap playlist or a country music playlist, it's not as effective. But if you have relationships with people who their playlist is, in line with the style of music you're making, that makes the listeners more likely to actually, maybe they'll follow you on Spotify, maybe they'll check out your social media, maybe they'll save your song to their collection. So that's why it's important to not just pay to be on. Somebody could just be like, yeah, just pay me, I'll put you on 10 playlists. It's important to work with someone like Andy who has relationships with playlisters whose playlist reflects your genre.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of the services that you offer or the importance of promoting a music video?
Well, I would say the last 8+ months have been a perfect excuse for artists to not make visuals because you can't get someone to shoot it. Where are you going to go? What about law enforcement? They're going to shut you down, man. You got to be careful. So, what to do? And regrettably, creatives are also very emotional inside. So, this current condition or situation is not good, but there are so many avenues open to the thoughtful and industrious creatives. And whether it's doing something as awesome as creating your own show, I mean, this is a perfect example of a creative thinking outside the box in a really giving and altruistic way. You and I both know, Trav, a lot of people in this business, man, the narcissism and hubris oozes out of every orifice.
Right. Definitely does. Definitely.
So take a tip from Trav and do something different. Keep your socials fresh. I mean, just remember the best thing you can ever be in life is yourself. So don't be fretting if you think you're looking goofy or a bit not in your normal element. Trav, you and I both know your super fans love it when you do that.
Yeah, you got to be yourself. You got to be vulnerable, and you got to think outside the box. That's definitely why I started this show. And whether it be you starting your own show or don't you do lyric videos as well?
We do. In fact, in the last 8+ months, we've produced probably a dozen and a half lyric videos. And here it is where I am a creative and Rob is a creative and Mike's a drummer, Rob's a bassist, Kevin's a drummer, I'm a bassist. We all understand the human's greatest desire is to create art that's really going to be compelling. So when it comes to the lyric videos, we get the clients to tell us what they see when they close their eyes. What are the visuals that they see happening during this song? And we've done the research, and lyric videos have a very strong retention rate. In other words, an official video, people will quite often tune out within 7 to 10 seconds because they're not digging it for whatever reason. But with a lyric video, people, it's like when you're eating your cereal in the morning, you want to read the back of the cereal box. I don't know what it is, but it's true. Yeah, lyric videos. If you can't go out and shoot a video, you should reach out if you've got a good track. Nobody listens. People don't read the magazines. Nobody turns on the radio. You said it, Trav. It's like YouTube is the #1 discovery portal for new music.
Right. So if you can't go out and shoot a video due to this unwanted health crisis that we're currently in, You could do a lyric video, and Andy will help find a way to promote it, whether that be playlists or something else that he may have up his sleeve.
Sure, and you got to figure that if we're the ones creating the visual, we got a lot of skin in the game
Yep, absolutely,
because it's our product.
absolutely. So, Andy, it's been a pleasure. Uh, your service is truly it's truly a gift to independent artists, and more independent artists should definitely contact you. How do they get in touch with you?
As Debbie Harry sang in 1980, call me. No, call me. Best way to get a relationship going, 732-613-1779. HIP, HIP, video, promo. If you Google those three words in succession, you'll find all things hip. I'm easily emailable. Definitely go to our Facebook page. Clients have been very kind and taken time out of their day to leave what I would say are their stories of working with us. And yeah, it all just starts with you either sending an email or giving me a call.
Sounds good, Andy. I'm going to go ahead and end the show. Just do me a favor and hang around for a minute. I got a plug for you, possible a new relationship, somebody I can introduce you to behind the scenes in
Okay.
terms of the playlist game. So thanks for tuning into the Trav Torch show. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and if you're listening on Spotify or another medium, make sure you do what you can do there. And Andy, thanks again for coming.
You're
Peace.
welcome, Trav. My pleasure.